Welcome back. We are here for another Foodies Care Partner Profile interview. I'm Morgan Allen, Communications Director for Foodies Care, and I'm so excited to announce the partnership of Foodies Care and Parker Strong with Camile Caraway. Camille, thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you so much for having me, Morgan. I appreciate it.
Yes, so tell us a little bit about Parker Strong.
Well, Parker Strong for Suicide Prevention and Education was founded about almost 8 years ago now. And the organization was founded when I lost my 16-year-old son. And I had an epiphany, and I wanted to see what I could do in this world to help others not walk through this path. And it has truly been the calling of my life. And I have formed the nonprofit organization with the help of my twins, Riley and Savannah. And my son Parker, of course, passed when he was 16. And during that time, I was going through a surprise divorce after 23 years of marriage. And 30 days into that divorce, I lost my dad. And then 28 days later, I lost Parker. So I was a person that can truly say that I have walked in the shoes of someone not wanting to live through that pain anymore, and somebody who thought of taking their life. So I had a calling, truly a calling from the Lord. And the good Lord said, "Camille, are you a victim or a survivor?" And I said, "I am a survivor." And so I got up, I literally got up out of my chair, and I went to a friend of mine and I said, "I have to do something. I cannot sit idly by and let anyone else walk this path that I've walked and my children are walking, and the giant ripple effect that suicide is in a family. Suicide is always unexpected, and it's even more profound when you don't have any signs. So we as an organization work hard we love prevention and education, and we are absolutely devoted to the prevention of suicide through awareness, prevention, education, and providing aftercare for those that have been left behind, which is something that we do a little bit different from other organizations. So we've been doing this about almost 8 years now, and we've been in multiple scenarios where we've made some big impacts. One of the things that I'd love to tell you about that I'm probably most proud of is our bench program. Our benches are giant 10-foot benches that are made of steel and custom made, and they have the Parker Strong logo in the back. And our benches are an amazing place. We've got them all over. At this point, they're getting to be all over Tennessee, Texas. We're trying to be nationwide and global. So our benches are set in places like parks, churches, community centers, schools. And our benches are a place to gather and take a friend to talk about mental health. And one of the nice things is oftentimes, it's very difficult to talk about mental health with someone that you care about, or maybe somebody that you know from work, or a neighbor, or whatever it is. That relationship is not necessarily somebody that you can just blurt that kind of thing out with. Sometimes it's even hard to talk to your own friends and family about that. And these benches provide a really safe space to go and talk about mental health. And I always say the right words are always, "I don't know all the answers, but I promise you I will be with you as we find the answers for you together."
Yes, absolutely. Wow. What a testimony you have. I can only imagine how strong you are, and how that strength is now supporting so many others. I love the benches. What a fantastic idea, because what we need to do is make sure that nobody hides, nobody isolates whenever the mental health slew of emotions starts to come into the mind and the mind gets scrambled. We need to make sure people feel like there's a safe space for them to talk
Absolutely.
and open up. You know, mold grows in the dark and fungus grows in those cold, dark, wet places.
Yep.
So bringing it to the light, bringing it to the Lord and to our MAC carriers and our friends who are there for us is so important. So how do you reach people? How do you find people who need you?
Well, one of the things we do a lot of outreach, and our slogan is stand up, be brave, and move forward because we are stronger together. So, what that means to you and I is I have to be brave enough to stand up and reach my hand out to help someone. And somebody else also has to be brave enough to stand up and say, I need help. So we stand up, be brave, and we move forward. And the key here is that we move forward together because I don't know the answers. I don't know all the answers, but I know people that will help get the answers. And one of the ways we do this, I do a massive amount of speaking engagements, a lot to our schools and middle school, high school, sports teams, cheer squads, you name it, I speak.
Wow.
So I do a lot of outreach. I do a lot of the other nonprofit organizations. I'll come in and speak to them, such as Rotary, churches, let's see, Junior Service League. I've been able and blessed to being able to go and speak with them about who we are and what we do. And what we do in a nutshell is help you find the resources that you need to get you the help that you need. And a lot of that is aftercare. And a lot of what we do is sending out messages, and we have a big presence on social media. And we rely a lot on people reaching out to us. You would be shocked and amazed at how many messages I get via Instagram, Facebook Messenger, cell phone calls. We've had someone call from a magnet that we gave out at a fundraiser that was on a lady's fridge that didn't even go to the fundraiser. And we were able to get her the help she needed in an emergency situation with the police involved, and truly saved someone's life.
Wow.
That was a mom and a grandma. If I could share one quick story with you, if that's okay, Morgan.
Absolutely.
So I was speaking at a college. I was on a university campus here in Middle Tennessee. And I was speaking in the middle of a large gathering of students and faculty, and talking about the ripple effect of suicide that you maybe as a child or a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle or a nephew or a niece or whoever you are, or a best friend, don't realize how much that affects everyone else in your life. And suicide is so contagious. And part of the words that I was saying that day were words of encouragement and hope. We call our benches the hope benches because there is hope. And that's the key to suicide prevention. Don't make a permanent solution over temporary problems. And there is hope out there in this world. And there's hope because there's people like you and me and your neighbor and your best friend and your mom and your dad and all the people that you have surrounded in your life. There's hope out there, and there's hope through the Lord. And after I was done speaking, I would have never known, but the president of a very large university here in Tennessee came up to me, shook my hand, and thanked me. And as he did, started to hug me. And in my ear, he said, I just lost my 22-year-old son 6 weeks ago. I just now came back to work. And he said, you're right. Suicide is contagious. It will run through a family. And he said, we are all working hard to keep going. And I said, God bless you. I'm here for you. Here for whatever you guys need, your whole family. But I said, do you know how you make it? And he said, no. How do you make it? And I said, you make it 7 minutes at a time. And he said, what does that mean? And I said, it's 7 minutes. When I was in the thick of having lost my father and my son, I would have very, very, very kind women come to my door and bring me meals and say, how are you? What can I do for you? And that in turn puts, how am I? The words in my head were not appropriate to say at all. I'm not okay. So one lady came to the door, super, super sweet lady. She said, how are you? And I said, you know what? I said, I'm making it 7 minutes at a time. I'm a goal setter. 5 minutes isn't enough and 10 minutes is too much. So I'm going to make it 7 minutes at a time. And Morgan, let me tell you, I would set my phone timer on 7 minutes when I was at my lowest point in my darkest time. And I would say, Lord, just let me get through this 7 minutes. If you'll just carry me through this 7 minutes, then I'll reevaluate. And I'm here today as probably one of the biggest testimonies that there is hope. There is hope. I made one last phone call and I was able to be saved by the good Lord himself and my best friend who came over at 4:00 in the morning, and we sat and we prayed and we got me into counseling the next day. And truly a lifesaver. That same college campus here in Middle Tennessee, that same college campus, a young girl, I was literally walking to my car at this point. There had been probably 150 people at the event. And this young girl comes up to me. She was a freshman, tears rolling down her face, big alligator tears. And she stopped me. And I said, how can I help you? She fell into me. And she said, I just wanted to tell you, I didn't come to this seminar today on purpose. I happened to be walking across the atrium area and I heard you speaking. She said, I didn't come here on purpose. And big tears rolling down her face. And she said, not only did I not come here on purpose, but ended up staying. She said, I was going to get one last meal at Chick-fil-A and I had a plan to take my life. And she said, now I am going to walk straight to the counselor's office and I'm going to call my mom and I'm going to have my mom come get me. And I'm going to the counselor's office right this minute.
Wow.
And tears rolling down my face, tears rolling down her face. And we walked to get her into the place that she needed to be. And she's here today. I've had messages from her ever since. And she said it was a life-changing moment.
Wow.
And
oh my goodness.
I can't say enough about the power of speaking up.
Yeah. Wow. That is absolutely incredible to hear that. I mean, there's nothing like Chick-fil-A, but also Chick-fil-A and hearing exactly the perfect message in the perfect time to save a life. And you're right. These are temporary problems, and we do not want to make a permanent solution from these temporary problems. A little bit of hope can go so far. Camille, we're so grateful that you are now a partner with Foodies Care. We are grateful for this synergy, and I'm excited to see where this partnership can take us.
I am blessed. Likewise. Thank you
Likewise.
so much. I'm excited. I'm blessed. I can't wait to see what is next on the adventure list and what fundraisers are coming up and all the good, exciting things. And I am truly blessed to be partners with you guys. You guys are wonderful. I cannot thank you enough. I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate you.
Likewise, we are so excited. And viewers, thank you for tuning in to another episode. If you want more information, head on over to foodiescare.org, and we'll see you next time.